What's the most ridiculous thing a teacher has ever said to your kid? My 10-year-old son Ben came home in tears one afternoon holding a math quiz with a big red 0 at the top. The reason? He didn't show his work the way his teacher Mrs. Grayson wanted, even though every answer was correct. I looked through his quiz. He'd done the problems in his head, using mental shortcuts I'd taught him. When I asked what happened, Ben said, "She said I cheated because I didn't write it the school's way. That didn't sit right with me." So I emailed Mrs. Grayson politely asking for clarification. She responded, "We teach one approved method to avoid confusion." Right. But giving a kid a 0 for being right in a different way? That confused me more. The next day I asked for a meeting. Mrs. Grayson greeted me with that tight-lipped smile teachers use when they expect a difficult parent. She said, "Ben needs to learn to follow directions, not make up his own math." I smiled back and said, "Following directions is fine, but understanding math is better." I pulled out a printed copy of the state math standards showing multiple valid problem-solving methods. She blinked. "Where did you get that?" "The Department of Education's website," I told her. She muttered something about curriculum consistency and wrapped up the meeting quickly. 2 weeks later, Ben had another quiz. Same type of problems. He solved them his way again. All answers correct. This time, Mrs. Grayson gave him a 40%. The comment read, "Refuse to use required format." That was it. I'd had enough. I sent an email to the principal with attachments. Both quizzes screenshots of our emails and the state standards. The next morning the principal called me in. He said he'd already talked to the district math coordinator. Turns out teachers aren't allowed to penalize students for using valid alternative methods. Mrs. Grayson was reminded of professional expectations, and Ben's grade was changed to a 100%. A week later the principal invited me to speak at Career Week to show kids how math is used in real life. I ended up teaching Ben's class a short demo showing 3 ways to solve the same problem: long division, partial quotients, and mental math. The kids actually got into it racing to find the fastest way. Even Mrs. Grayson joined in, red-faced but smiling stiffly. When I finished I said, "There's more than one right path to the right answer in math and in life." The class clapped. That night Ben said, "Dad, Mrs. Grayson told me I'm really good at math now." I smiled. "You always were, buddy. She just needed a little tutoring."